Good evening, and thank you very much for joining us. 3 people are dead and 2 others injured after their vehicle rolled over, crashing into a body of water. It happened just south of Battlefords Sunday morning. One passenger managed to swim free out the front window and called for help. Police and fire crews were able to rescue 1 other occupant, but 34-year-old Lee Oxbin, 45-year-old Patrick Sanderson, and 28-year-old Wally Mosquito were not so fortunate. All 3 were killed in the crash. All occupants of the vehicle were from the Mosquito First Nation. Lock it or lose it is the message from local police. This after a spike in quad thefts around Lloydminster and Vermilion River. RCMP say in almost every theft, the quads were left with the keys still in the ignition or completely unlocked. Police are still investigating, and anyone with information is asked to call their local detachment or Crime Stoppers. Well, Lloydminster and area residents could soon be living in a new federal electoral boundary, as a new government proposal could mean the end of the Vegreville-Wainwright constituency. Elise Cox explains why.
It actually cuts off at the county of Smoky Lake.
In the proposal, the current Vermilion-Wainwright federal constituency would essentially be split in half. The northern half would be called Lakeland, including Lloydminster and extending north of Cold Lake. The southern half, called Battle River, would include Wainwright and extend to Drumheller.
It is the first draft of the maps have come out, and it's going to have significant impact on our riding of Westlock St. Paul, as well as many other rural ridings in the province.
With the possibility of his Westlock St. Paul constituency no longer existing, Storseth wants to continue focusing on the next 4 years before the election.
What happens in the future, we'll figure that out when the time comes. It's too early to be making judgment calls at this point in time.
But encourages people to attend the forums and get informed about the new ridings.
So it's important that people take the opportunity to make sure their 2 cents are put into place.
If passed, the boundary changes won't take into effect until the next election in October 2015. Elise Cox, Newcap News.
After years of dealing with heavy tanker traffic, mainly from trucks run by Canadian Natural Resources, a horse trainer in Fishing Lake is taking matters into his own hands. As Kelsey Bloxham explains, for him, that means stopping the oil traffic himself by setting up shop and blocking some local roads.
Having lived in the area since the late 80s, Tom DeRocher has seen the reverse effect of the Alberta oil boom.
I'm probably surrounded by oil roads, oil tanks, 4 different directions. It doesn't matter which direction you're going to run into them. So yeah, I'm cornered. And it seemed like every second year or first year, depending on how the oil boom goes, the traffic gets heavier and it gets faster.
Which makes training his horses and the ones he's hired to train a near impossible task.
I don't know what is going through their mind. Are they being pressured by other companies? Are they being pressured by other people? I don't know. But I know I get pressured every time I get on a horse on this road.
After some back and forth with both CNRL and his settlement office, he's gotten nowhere, prompting DeRocher to set up a blockade to keep traffic back while he's working.
I took these measures the other day after having not a very good experience on the road with a colt that my girlfriend was riding. So I took proper procedures to contact the landman for this area, the gas man for our office, and I wasn't getting anywhere with them.
There are signs in the area letting drivers know exactly how fast they can go, which is 35 kilometers per hour. But DeRocher says they do little to help.
And if I'm asking if you see me on the road, please allow me enough time to get off the road. When I mean get off the road, I mean I can get to an approach, or I can get to a gate, or give me that time to step off my horse and I'll hold him while you go by.
CNRL management declined Newcap's request for an interview. As for DeRocher, he says he'll continue his blockade until changes are made. Kelsey Bloxham, Newcap News.
A blast over the weekend in Red Deer is a sobering reminder for those who handle propane. The explosion happened on Sunday and was caused by a leaking propane tank on the back of a moving van. The Lloydminster Fire Department has this message for those traveling with propane.
The biggest thing about handling propane is just a bit of common sense. If you're transporting it, make sure it's upright, secured. The biggest thing is make sure that bottle's secured.
If a leak is already detected, there are steps you can take to avoid an incident.
The biggest thing right away is if you can, shut the valve down, if it's safe to do so. If it's not safe to do so, eliminate all ignition sources like smoking, barbecue, anything like that that is going, something that might start up, and evacuate the area and call 911.
The driver of the moving van received first and second degree burns on his arm and back, and one other man was treated for first degree burns on site. 6 properties surrounding the explosion were also damaged in the blast.